Hey there, y'all. Bunkle here. Hope you've been having a great day. Hope every day is a blessed day for you and y'all. So I got here a couple packs. Got one rack pack, 1984 tops, and a cello pack with 1984 tops. A cellophane. Oddball thing about these two, got Ken Griffey Jr. on the back of that one, and got Ken Griffey not Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. was anyway. He wasn't anywhere near the majors yet, but Ken Griffey's daddy, senior, on both of the packs, one on top and one on bottom. So a little bit of an oddball thing. I didn't realize that when I picked them up. But yeah, now 1984, there's lots of great cards, lots of great potential or future Hall of Famers at this time, but they're now Hall of Famers in here. And you know what? There's a couple that might be Hall of Famers or could be Hall of Famers sometime down the road. The highlight of these is the Don Mattingly rookie. Darryl Strawberry's also right up there, I'd say, as far as that. But the Mattingly is anywhere between $800 and $1,000 in a PSA 10. Now, if you're one of those people into getting your card slabbed or buying or selling or having it in a slab, well, then that's great. That's more or less what the value is in a PSA 10. Of course, the price drops a bunch when you get a 9. PSA 9 most recent value. As I'm doing this, I will take a quick look, see, and check. I probably should have done that before. But you know what? I didn't. I didn't prepare. Yeah, most recent sale, PSA 9-wise, was $75. So still not bad. I mean, of course, it's a big drop from 1,000. Now, other cards that could be here that are great PSA value cards, again, keep it in mind, rip them, flip them, collect what you love. There's some that if I found in here and they were PSA 10, I might not care to keep in my personal collection. Some I might. But imagine if Charlie Puleo sold in a PSA 10 for $430. I definitely don't care about having a Charlie Puleo. Tim Loudner, somewhat similar. Now, Tony Gwynn or Nolan Ryan, those are in the $350 range in PSA 10. There have been a lot greater than those. Pitching leaders, batting leaders, John Tudor, all sorts of players, all sorts of cards in a 10 or $150 plus. The difficulty, of course, in this, now this is 70s, I'd say, all the way until now, actually, probably, centering of the cards could be really bad. If you just take a look, for example, at that Ken Griffey Jr., that is a really wide right, and the Yankees look like it's almost falling off the edge there as opposed to or compared to the Rick Langford card, which looks a bit more well-centered. Anyway, let's get to opening these. I want to see some baseball cards. Now, I've got to be super extra careful because I don't want to be the one to ding these up. So, let's see. Maybe that'll help. Just get the plastic. Now, I do prefer rack packs to cello or wax packs from these days, because opening these, you could ding a corner, anything could happen. You also don't know how they were treated over the years. So the gum inside these is definitely not recommended for eating, and usually will fall apart. Now this one doesn't look too bad compared to some of the other ones I've seen from later years, but you know what? I'm not going to eat gum yet. I don't even know if I'm going to. We'll find out. But now that's a nice way to start off. We got strikeout leaders with 2 Hall of Famers on there, Steve Carlton and Jack Morris. Very nice first card. I didn't realize that was the one on top. So I'm going to put that in the frapper and the top load. That's a definite. Got Eric Rasmussen, Jim Mailer, Tim Flannery, manager Paul Owens, Bob Forsch, Ed Romero, Tom Candiotti, Doyle Alexander, Cubbies, Keith Moreland and Fergie Jenkins, followed up by Steve Trout, Cubby Man. Pretty cool. Tom O'Malley, Marty Bystrom, Jerry Royce, Propaganda. Got 1 run. Collect 25 runs, you get something. Got Buddy Bell, Todd Cruz, Tony Phillips. was thinking Ricky when I saw the Athletics there. Willie Randolph, great second baseman for the Yankees. Pete Ladd, Ron Kittle. Now, one of those players that was coming up. If you take a look at what his minor league career was, what his projections were, he was going to be the next Mickey Mantle, the next incredible player. And back injuries, back problems, spine problems, nerve problems, and yeah, gone. Domingo Ramos, Bob Baylor, Mookie, Tom Bergmeyer, Greg Nettles, John Shelby, Rob Piccolo, and wrapping it up with that Ken Griffey that I mentioned before that was on the bottom of the pack. Now, this one's a bit better centered than the other one. If you see, there's some white there next to the Yankees. Anyway, we got one card definitely to put into a frapper, and I'm going to take a look at the other ones later just to check for centering and PSA and all of that other stuff, just to see if there's anything worth it. There might be. That's the thing. Again, for Al Bunbury to be selling at $200 from this series, the PSA 10, that's a nice chunk of change for an Al Bunbury card. I mean, I think that might be more than his career salary, but maybe not. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't know. Let's just say baseball players were paid a little bit differently then, especially if they weren't great. All right, we're starting off with that Griffey that was badly centered that I mentioned. And then Mike Davis, also nasty centering there. Jim Gantner, Wayne Tollison, Gary Woods, Kent Herbeck, Mark Bradley. Herbeck was great with the Twins when he came up. Garth Jorg, Butch Weiniger, the Vinegar Man, Rance Mulliniks, Dave Anderson, Manny Sarmiento, Willie McGee, Ron Hassey, Rick Dempsey, Jamie Allen. Dude, those glasses, yeah, you definitely fit in the 80s there. Eddie Lynch, Andre Robertson, and Jim Aka. Jim Aka. The Blue Jays. All right, get to cell number 2 on these. And not that big of hits, that's for sure. Got the Carlton and Morris, but after that, it's been kind of dry. Maybe this will pick it up. Got Rick Langford. All right, there we go. Nice hit, Tony Gwynn there. And really nicely centered, in my opinion. What do y'all think about that one? I mean, PSA values on that one in the 10 is around 350, like I mentioned. So that right there, you know what, might possibly be a candidate. It looks like it might be a little bit off to the left, but I'll measure that out later. That's got a frapper and a top load with its name on it. Got Doug Rader, Moose Haas, and Ted Simmons. Got Jody Davis, Cubbies. Tom Brookins. All right, now we're talking more team cards. Pedro Guerrero and Bob Welch, Dodgers. Badly centered there. Look at that big white down on the bottom and that little skinny white on top. Got Al Oliver and Charlie Lay. Chris Bando. Now, who we got here? Ooh, I see Reggie. Got Reggie, got Nettles, got 2 Yankees there, although at that time Reggie was with the Angels. Got Nettles still on the Yanks, and got Ted Simmons. That's going on a frapper. I like that card. Got Nick Asaski, Biff Pocoroba, Dale Murphy, Cooper, and Rice. Murphy should be in the Hall of Fame. Cooper, well, I don't think so. But Jimmy Rice, yeah, Hall of Famer also. So very nice there, but not going in. Ooh, very, very nice card there. I'm trying to keep that other one there hiding. Nolan Ryan, Steve Carlton, Tom Seaver, career strikeout leaders. 3 Hall of Famers on the same card, followed up by Jack Morris, Hall of Famer. Very nice. Got the Jay Howell. Rusty Staub. This is active career hit leaders in the National League. Rusty Staub, Pete Rose, and Tony Perez. Very nice. Big Red Machine, 2 of them represented. And the Metsies. Very cool. And then we got Willie Hernandez with that bush sticking out from beside of his head. He's got that huge bush head there. Pretty cool. All right, we'll get those into frappers, and I'm going to have to reach a little bit for some top loaders because these definitely deserve some top loaders here. This one I'll just put into a frapper because, yeah, I'll save the top loaders for the real good ones. Pete Rose, yeah, absolutely great career, but kind of flubbed it. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it was just based on baseball numbers, he would definitely be in. Okay, we got our Jack Morris. I'm going to top load that one. Measure it for centering a bit later, but definitely looks not too shabby. Keep that one over there. All right, now that one, top and bottom centering is off. That's a shame because that's a great card. Having a mid-career Nolan Ryan, a mid-career-ish Steve Carlton, and Tom Seaver getting ready to wrap it up. I mean, this is, let's see, started 69, 67. So, yeah, they're getting a little bit long in the tooth there. But that's why they're career strikeout leaders, not necessarily season. Although, if I'm not mistaken, there goes Steve Carlton with the season strikeout leaders for 1983 also. So, definitely they were still cranking it up. All right, we're going to get the Reggie and the Nettles in. And I'll top load that bad boy too. Yeah, I think so. Now, it could happen that I take them out of top loaders after I measure it or check the value or something similar. I am working on putting together a 1984 set. Just one of the side things that I'm looking at right now. It's not my highest priority. My higher ones are the 75 and the 77. Recently picked up a 1981 set that was really nice sharp cards. So I was happy about that. I got to show it off here sometime. All right, there we go with that Tony Gwynn. So like I said, really nice centering on that. That could definitely make this worth it. And I don't need a PSA 10 Tony Gwynn in my collection. So if that did come back at 10, well, that would be one of the rip it and flip it. For $350, you can get yourself a lot of nice packs, boxes, or whatever else, that's for sure. All right, this seems to be very heavily Steve Carlton loaded. There goes another Steve Carlton card. This is the 1983 highlight card. Got Doug Sisk, Larry Sorensen, Dave Parker, all-time Pirates great. Now, based on his game, should be Hall of Fame. Not many valid arguments as far as not being in, except maybe he had a bit of a fall off, and then he had some extracurricular activities that weren't all that great. But that's another story for another day. Got Lloyd Mosby and Dave Stieb, great pitcher. Mike Jorgensen, Bobby Jones. All right, we got career stolen base leaders. Now, Ricky is not on the career stolen base list yet. If I'm not mistaken, in a year or two, just looking at these career stolen bases, he might have been. But not in 84, not yet. Got Mike Vail. Nice Eddie Murray card. Very nice card there. I'll frapper and top load that one. Got John Rabb. Tennis the Menace, as stated on one of his 1973 cards, Tennis the Menace. All right, now we got Goose, Fingers, and Quisenberry. So 2 Hall of Famers there. Nice. And one possible could be someday. Nice card there. Joe Niekro, good pitcher, didn't last as long as his brother. Ron Washington, his brother pitched for like 97 years. Tom Seaver, so these are definitely some pitcher heavy packs. That terrific Tom is really nice. The Wizard of Oz, nice way to wrap this up. And then John Martin, nice way to wrap this up. Got a couple of Hall of Famers there also. The Ozzie Smith All-Star card, very nice card there. Although again, centering is sketch on that, so I'll measure it up later. I'll throw it into a top load for now, into a frapper for now. I'm mixing things up as I go. That's great. So to me, I really definitely like getting and seeing the multiple pitchers cards. The Ryan, the Carlton, the Seaver by itself. That's a nice card. No rookies out of these that are worth talking about. No Mattingly or no Strawberry, but that's all right. You know what? I have a couple more of these sitting somewhere here. That's for sure. And I'm gonna get that Mattingly sometime. Yeah, that's my chase card out of these. And worst case scenario, I'll put together my set by hand, just opening packs. That's not a bad thing either. Anyway, let's get these last ones in here. That Eddie Murray card also looks really nice. But the Gwynn, I think, was the highlight as far as possible PSA 10 candidates. That Murray is also nice, nicely centered. Don't know what the PSA on that one is. Again, I'll look it up later. But centering-wise, I think the Gwynn has that one beat. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on these. I mean, 1984 is definitely a throwback to my youth, my sometimes correct, sometimes incorrect youth. Let's get the Steve Carlton up in there. There we go. Nice last hit there. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks again for all comments, subscriptions, thumbs up, thumbs down, all of that great stuff. I definitely appreciate it. Anyway, y'all take care. Stay well. Stay blessed. Bunkle out.